This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Jubin Nautiyal is back for the attack. How are you doing, brother? Good to see you, man.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, Jubin.
You're looking good.
Thank you. I'm not often complimented for my looks. I'm only complimented for my work.
Yes, you have a brilliant voice, but you're looking good and fresh.
I'm not complaining. Brother, I just love the song. I love Humnava Mere. It's very Jubin Nautiyal. It's romance. It's got all the right heart-tugging moments. You're obviously very, very excited about this song and probably your best independent work to date, I think.
I'm happy that I'm growing as an artist, with every work that I'm doing. I'm trying to do something out of the comfort zone. I think that's where the magic happens. And Humnava Mere is again one of those takes. Definitely it is very up my alley, the song, but at the same time, if you will see how the vocal has been dubbed, it's a very different take to my voice, which I'm quite proud of in the song.
And this is Manoj Muntashir's lyrics, and what a writer he is. Yeah,
that whole expression, "इतने तारे गिने की उंगलियां भी जल गई, और इश्क तेरे बिना भी मैंने तुझसे ही किया." These are some really punchy lines which are simply said but deeply felt.
Do you sit on writing sessions, Jubin? I mean, or is it just that he WhatsApps it to you or he emails it to you and then you think about it? How does it work?
No, it was like the lyrics had come. They had sent the melody to him and the lyrics had just come and it was just like this and it was perfect and we were like, this is amazing. Just towards the end, that "Aazma raha mujhe kyun abhi ja kahin se," up to that outro of the section, that was not composed, so that he sent later. When I told him that I'm planning to, Rocky Shiv basically are planning to release an outro of the song, that exit where it's going to be like an anthem. So that he wrote that time and it was the first draft. This is how it came and we just sang in it. It was perfect. I think that's the beauty.
Nice. And I'm sure you're not complaining you shot in Venice.
No, not at all.
I remember going to Venice and first of all I was a little disappointed because the gondolas, the guy who was boating us around didn't sing. And when we were kids we used to see Bachchan Saab, singing and things like that. But beyond that is so beautiful, isn't it? Talk to me about Venice. Did you get some time other than shooting just to hang around the piazzas and squares and things like that?
No, basically it was a schedule for 3 days, but I had commitments later, so we just had 2 days and we had to complete it in 2 days. So this is 2 days work. Didn't get time, had to fly back, had a gig.
Perfect excuse to go back, brother.
Yes, perfect.
When you're more chilled out. Right?
Much more.
It couldn't have been easy shooting. I mean, you're going in and out of boats, in and out of gondolas, packing up gear and things like that. Talk about the shooting process, yeah?
So when we went to Venice, it's a beautiful place, but honestly, we went straight up for work and we just attacked on work. We were on the edge throughout. We were shooting in and around Venice. We were meeting different line producers for different, it was panic situation and it was amazing. It was like a chaotic temple that we were trying to build there. And after I saw the first cut, I think the director, Mr. Ashish Panda, he killed it, man. He killed it with the shoot.
Super stuff. And Bhushanji's idea and T-Series idea to get Ashish on? Do you know him from before? Or
No, this was the first time I was introduced to him. And this song I heard 3 years back. Rocky Shiv are the composers of the song. They played me the melody. It's a brilliant melody. And it got to me and I wanted to do something about it. So it took some time to materialize. And then T-Series heard the song and they were very excited about it. Bhushanji was very, very excited about the song. He loved the pathos that the song has, that intensity. And Bhushanji wanted to go all out with the music video. He wanted to create something that we can all feel proud of, and the whole T-Series family got together and we kind of worked on the song one line at a time. Production is by Aditya Dev. It got mixed by Eric Pillai. All the A-class people working on a project together, and everybody was deeply connected with the song, and that's the outcome of a lot of great things coming together.
And Jubin, I like the fact that you've gone out there on a limb trying to market it. I mean, I like the fact that you're turning around and saying, sing along to this and you could sing with me at a concert,
yes.
A guy or a girl.
Yes.
And now as a singer, you've realized that it's the whole package. It's not just about you getting into the studio or doing a gig.
True that.
You've involved yourself in the marketing, and that must also be quite an experience.
Yes, it has been an experience. I am learning every day as I'm moving one day at a time, and I think it's very important for an artist to create that understanding where he has to be all personal and in heart, and all. What I would say is that an artist is supposed to be real when he is performing artistically, but when the artist is promoting something, that time an artist has to really leave that aspect behind and has to really put an effort to go ahead and talk about what you want to create, artists are shy people. It is very difficult for them to explain how deeply they worked on that piece of art. So I think it's amazing that we are getting that opportunity to get through and talk about what we are talking, and I'm able to do that, thankfully. I was very shy when we began, you remember.
Of course, I remember you just after your first release, I think it was Jazba.
Yes.
Well, 2 days, and you have a beautiful woman on the set who you're filming with.
Wow.
I hope you got to spend some time with her. Who's she? I mean, the model.
Her name is Romika Sharma, and she is also a girl from Dehradun,
Oh,
where I belong.
from your hometown,
Yes.
man.
So
How
I
cool
think
is that?
That was very cool.
So it's a Uttarakhand reunion.
Yeah, it was like a Uttarakhand reunion. So when the director told me that the actress is from Dehradun, basically director wanted to create a comfortable environment for me so that I can perform. So he thought that with the whole Dehradun angle, it'll be.
But you
like
didn't know her from before. It's just that you were from the same
I
place.
didn't know her, but I knew her. That
Knew
place.
of her,
Yeah,
okay.
knew of her, but I didn't know her. But she's a brilliant actor, and she's done a good job, because in the end, the way he discloses that she's mentally unstable, then the whole story falls in place, and I think she's done a good job.
Yeah, it is really, for all of you who haven't checked it out as yet, millions of views already. Just go on YouTube and just do Humnava Mere and it'll come up. And it's a wonderful storyboard that takes place in Venice in Italy.
Wow.
And it's basically Raj, which is Jubin, and this beautiful lady, and the poor guy who's the third angle in this whole wheel. What's his name? Yeah, I mean,
His name is Fazil. He is from Nepal, and we could not get the husband on, and then the director casted him there in Venice. He met him in there in
What
Venice.
are you
and
saying?
He casted him there, and he's done a good job. He's
so
an actor.
he was actually a tourist there in Venice?
He's an actor, but he was traveling
Okay.
through Venice. He's studying in Venice. He was doing some fashion designing work in Venice, and the director met him, and they clicked, and they were like, let's take him as the husband of the. And
These are the making of video stories that you normally never told.
yes, true that.
True that. And this is also a really, really interesting phase for you, man. I mean, look at the kind of music that's coming out.
Yes.
I loved the redo of Ghazab Ka Hai Din.
Thank you.
It's a very tricky thing to do. I mean, you're talking about legendary QSQT song, Amir Khan in it. And I thought, Tanishq and yourself just did, and Prakriti, of course, did such a brilliant job on it, man. How did you feel working on Ghazab Ka Hai Din?
Ghazab Ka Hai Din has been a personal favorite. I've grown up listening to that song. Come on, it is that song that you play in the morning and suddenly your day lights up. Tanishq called me for the song. He wanted to do it, and what he had created, the melody, Dekho kareeb se, na 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 na. It was amazing how it just went there, how the melody just traveled there. And I think Tanishq Bagchi is one of those guys who's very capable of giving a song back to the generation all over again, and let the younger generations also enjoy some melodies which they might not get to hear and they might not get to enjoy.
So are you guys friends, or do you just hang with each other?
We
Otherwise,
are very good friends. We started together. One of the first song that I sang was for Kapil Sharma's Kis Kis Ko Pyar Karoon, Samandar Mein with Shreya ji. That was Tanishq music. We are very close. We are it's like he's like a brother to me, and he's like an elder brother to me. So he guides me, he teaches me so many things about how my voice can be used, and which is very, very nice in the industry to have.
working with an interesting character like Orko, yeah.
Wow.
When I meet
love
Orko,
that man.
when I meet Orko, there's never a dull moment, isn't it? You can talk to him
True
about
that.
anything on the planet.
True
You know,
that, true
He's
that.
just a
Yeah, you can
awesome
just keep
bloke.
talking, yeah.
So working with Orko on Boon Boon, which is Hate Story 4, which is another
Yes.
a soundtrack that you really appreciated for. So talk to me about that.
After Mehrbani from Shaukeens, this was the second time I'm working with Orko, and Orko is a gifted composer, and the best thing is that he is creating good original music, which I respect. And the music has some kind of a mountain vibe. His song has some kind of a dreamy space, which really complements my voice also. And that's why working with Orko is amazing. Boon Boon is a brilliant song, and it's a very new age take to Bollywood music, and thankfully it worked and people loved it.
And I love these duets you're doing, whether it's with Prakriti or with Neeti Mohan.
Yeah.
And doing a duet calls for a different skill set, because you can't really own the song on your own.
Yes.
It has to be a teamwork. So you've got to take a bit of a step back. Do you do duets like that? Yeah?
Yes, I love to do duets. I've done a lot of duets, and that is because, see, I have a very strong bass in my voice. I have my low notes are very strong in my voice, and when it's a duet, either the male voice or the female voice is supposed to sing very high, or the male voice will usually take the lower take. So because of my lower takes, my voice and a female voice, we work well together because I have a strong low. Now working with brilliant competent singers is the main thing, you know, because see, I feel when two artists work together, they get to learn a lot from each other. Not really when they are only recording. Of course, they learn when they record, but when the song gets released, that's when you hear the song and then you understand how people are listening to both of you together. So I think that I have learned working with the top singers, female singers. I worked with Sunidhi ji, I worked with Shreya ji, I worked with Neeti, I worked with Junita recently. I think they are very brilliant voices and I get to learn something every time I sing something with them.
And bro, I saw some clips of a concert in Teri Garhwal. That must have been so awesome.
Amazing.
Like going back home, right?
Going back home after...
Tell me about that gig, yeah?
So right after Humnava got released, I was called for a gig in Tehri Garhwal. It was next to the lake. It was magical. And I was going home after a while to play a gig and people were really waiting for me. When we went up, we opened the gig with Humnava Mere and people were blown off. I'm getting amazing reviews for the gig because it was brilliant gig, you know. The energy there was so... We were all together, the audience, me, we were just like connected in such a way that we were singing all the songs together. We were like having fun and I think they experienced something amazing just like me.
Bro, you obviously got your styling now in total order. Look at your threads, man. And this is something similar to what you were wearing at the concert, except that you were wearing a blue or a darkish tone.
Yeah.
So who's your stylist?
I have no stylist. Honestly, I've always worn these kind of clothes since I know myself, since I came to Bombay. I do wear pants, but come on, you know, garmi itni hoti hai. It's just easier. It's more relaxing to just be in harem pants. And they work for me, kind of.
Especially on gigs, you know, because you've got to, I imagine, move around a little bit. Yeah?
Move around, you have guitar, you have equipment with you. Suddenly, sometimes, you know, styling restricts you as an artist to perform. And I just want to be free. I want to feel naked when I'm performing. I want to feel alive when I'm performing. I don't want any kind of restriction musically or anyways. I think when I'm on stage, I get this source of energy in me which turns me into somebody even I don't know. I become somebody else, you know, as if I have never felt nervous in my life. I'm flying on stage, and to take a long and a big and a high flight, you need to feel free.
He's really said it like it is. He's normally a shy, reticent character, but put him on stage and he becomes a different animal. Let's come now to the collaborations with Mithun. I mean, it's almost as though it was a marriage made in heaven, in music heaven.
True that, very true.
I mean, I listened to Lo Safar and then I listened to the Hate Story 4 track, which is Tum Mere Ho, and I realized that, you know, there's just a perfect synergy.
There's a connection.
A connection between Mithun and yourself. Talk me through that.
Since the first time I heard Mithun's work, I knew it that these kind of songs are very, 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 very good for my voice. My voice will get to explore something that it might not have already explored. मतलब, you know, I have not sung melodies. उस तरह के जो पके हुए गाने होते हैं, उस तरह से जो मतलब उस तरह के गाने बहुत कम लोग बनाते हैं. तो मुझे मौका नहीं मिला उस तरह के गाने गाने का. I was more into a romantic space where I'm singing Western melodies. But Mithun's work is stuff that you can imagine Kishore Da singing, you know. It's work that you can imagine Rafi Saab singing. So he's making melodies of that richness of time. So working with him has always been something that I really look forward to. And when he called me for Tum Mere Ho and I heard the song, I loved it so much. It had such a old school charm. And I could imagine how good this composer is. You know, when you sing somebody's song, I knew it's just perfect. All the voice flows. Then we did Lo Safar again, a different take to my voice. So he's seeing my voice differently with every track, which is amazing. He's also exploring just like I am exploring, and that's how a music composer and a singer are supposed to work together.
Beautiful. So as opposed to the Mithuns and the Prithams of this world, was so established and well known. He has Rocky and Shiv. He has also, Dil Beparwa, which is Sandeep and Surya.
Wow.
Which is on Famous, which is up for release.
Yes, up for release.
You know, so working with blokes like that, with Rocky and Shiv and Sandeep and Surya, and in particular the song from Famous.
Rocky and Shiv, again, are brilliant composers. This is my second song with them. First song was Hi Dil I Did. They have this knack of not following any standard of music. They are just making music, and that music connects to me. I feel free when I'm singing those songs. I feel very myself when I'm singing those songs. Similarly with Surya and Sandeep. So with Surya and Sandeep, Dil Beparwa song, it's such a real and organic song, I would say. It is like a song जो हिंदुस्तान का एक organic गाना होता है ना, जो हमको बहुत ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लीमेंट करता है हमारे कल्चर को, हमारे उस गाने में वो बात है, वो सिंप्लिसिटी है. और मुझे लगता है जो लोग हैं जो इस तरह का म्यूजिक बना रहे हैं, दे नीड ग्रेट कोलैबोरेशंस, दे नीड देयर साउंड, देयर मेलोडीज टू कम आउट, एंड व्हेन आई लव अ सॉन्ग आई गो एंड डू इट. इट्स जस्ट एज सिंपल एज दैट. It is something that I don't care how big the song is, how small the song is, what are the promotions gonna be. I don't care of all that. I just like a song and I do it because that is where I find myself.
And that's the duet with Junita Gandhi. I mean, how beautiful is she? Not just as a person, but the way her persona is and the way she sings.
Junita is a very dear friend of mine and I have always loved her voice. Since I shifted to Bombay, I think she's one of the most trained singers to sing female sections in any song, sing a female song and carry it throughout. She is versatile. She has very good command over her classical, she has very good command over her western, and that is what a playback singer should have.
And in that aspect, both of you are outsiders because you're not from Bombay.
Yes.
You came out, she came from out of the country.
Yes.
Do you bond at that level? I mean, at the end of the day, music is one universe.
Yes, true that.
You're connected by music. But coming to an alien city and trying to make a career for yourself, is that something that you share with Junita? Do you talk about things like that, about the industry?
When I met Junita, for the first time, we were jamming on a song, and that song never released, but we were jamming on a song together, and when we were doing that song, we connected instantly at a musical level. She had a brilliant skill set to a very beautiful tone to her voice, which is not there in our country that much. There are hardly female singers in our country. अगर देखें हम लोग 2 करोड़ कितने लोग, 200 करोड़ की आबादी हमारी, फिर भी 10-12 ही सिंगर्स है ना जो टॉप लेवल पे गा रहे हैं. We should have more singers. I think we should have more voices. When I met Junita, I was like, wow man, that's a trained singer. And I decided that this is how I want to work with her, and we dubbed that song and it was beautiful. And then after that, then Dil Parwa happened and something got released for the first time, but it was nice.
Here's a collaboration which is Jubin Nautiyal, Preetham and Kabir Khan. If you look at Tube Light as well as Bajrangi Bhaijaan, I mean,
yes.
Both Tinka Tinka as well as Zindagi Kuch To Bata, different songs, but it's the three of you working together. And both those movies must have been quite an experience because here's Salman Khan, the biggest star in the country, and you're doing music in that. So was it like an out-of-body experience?
It was. When it was Zindagi Kuch To Bata from Bajrangi Bhaijaan, first time I was working with the team, I was very, very excited and I wanted to sound the best I can. See, when I heard the song, how it's written, Nilesh ji wrote it, Preetham Das composition, it's gonna be on Salman Khan. So I knew a song like that goes in a film like that, with a star like that. I knew that the song will be heard a lot. And if that kind of a song is played and heard at that level, we are looking at a very massive hit. So I wanted to work on the song and make it so much mine. I want to make it so much mine. I want to give my best performance in that because these opportunities, sometimes they come, sometimes they don't come. It was now or never, and I did it and I walked through it. I walked through the song.
And it's no secret that all the new age boys, they want to work with you. You're young, you're dynamic, you're talented. But the fact that you had an old school veteran like Rajesh Roshan as the music director in Kabil, and you're in that booth and he's sitting on the boards on the other side.
Yes.
How was that, man? How was that experience?
He was the only music director जिन्होंने मुझे एहसास दिलाया कि जब पुराने वक्त पे रिकॉर्डिंग होती थी तो क्या क्या चीजें, नुएंसेस वो याद रखते थे उस गाने की डबिंग में, और मुझे बहुत सीखने को मिला उनके साथ डब करके. बॉलीवुड में एक मेल वॉइस, अ लीडिंग हीरोज मेल वॉइस, हाउ इट इज सपोज्ड टू बी पोर्ट्रेड, दैट आई रियली गॉट टू लर्न अ लॉट फ्रॉम हिम अबाउट दैट. ही हैज दिस थिंग, ही नोज हिज सॉन्ग, ही नोज हिज मेलोडी, ही नोज एवरीथिंग ही वांट्स. ही इज नॉट देयर टू एक्सपेरिमेंट, ही नोज हिज स्टफ, एंड दैट इज समथिंग आई रियली एंजॉयड. ही डिड नॉट वांट anything extra. He just wanted me to sound myself and sing it how he wants me to sing, and that is what a music director should be like. I think they should be very sure of what they want. It should not be like कि चल तू कुछ अपने हिसाब से गा दे. They should already know my voice before I get inside the dub. They should already have enough research on my voice, that what all they want me to do on their voice and what all I can do in their voice. That's why they called me. So I think जब उन्होंने मुझे बुलाया, he knew everything.
Wow.
उन्होंने सारी research कर ली थी, उन्होंने
That's
सुन लिया
unbelievable.
था.
It's like you knowing about him is not such a big deal because he's a legend.
He's a legend.
The fact that he knew about a young Turk musician.
Yes, he knew it. He knew it when he called me. He knew how he wants to use my voice. He told me, he guided me through every line. He told me, this is how you do it. 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 This is my song. And then we dubbed it, and I could understand in how depth and detail he's already worked on my voice and how he wants what, which was amazing, and it was very commendable, and that shows how serious he is about that work. I think Rajesh Roshan is a very, very brilliant mind.
Legend.
He's a legend, and he has given songs which will live after us.
How was your childhood in Dehradun? Did you do the regular stuff, go up into the hills, with your guitar, hang with the girls? Mussoorie is the nearest hill station, isn't it?
Wow, I think you also also have a Dehradun connection.
I remember going there as a kid. Yeah.
Wow.
How was life there? Much simpler, I imagine. Yeah.
Much simpler. When I sometimes come back from Dehradun and I find myself sitting in a studio in Bombay and everything is moving so fast around me and I'm just sitting still and I realize that this is Bombay and I'm still in Dehradun, because I'm so calm in that moment. I just come from home, so I'm all relaxed. So I'm sitting. So I feel that the difference in energy in both the places. Dehradun is a calm place. It's a very meditative place, relaxing place with a lot of strong educational background behind it. A lot of hills, mountains, fresh air, fresh vegetables. It's like a small hobbit.
That's very beautifully put. It's like a small hobbit. I shall remember that. Dad, mom had nothing to do with music? Or did they have a background? How did you take to music?
They did not have anything to do with the industry, but they love music as much as anybody in the industry, maybe more. They have collected all the songs of Rafi Saab, all the song of Kishore Da, Nusrat Saab. So I grew up listening to, मैं बचपन में भी अगर कुछ खिलौनों से खेल रहा हूँ तो पीछे बैकग्राउंड में ना इस तरह का म्यूजिक बज रहा है. That is developing my taste and a good ear for music, which I feel that which is losing in the younger generations. I think the younger generations, upcoming generations, are losing a good ear to music. Maybe
I was reading a shocking statistic saying that the sale of guitars is going down.
Yes.
Because they're just buying laptops to to make computerized music.
So that whole ear and that how to enjoy music and how to tastefully create it, that whole vibe is going, and I don't want it to go, man. It is what we've seen. It is what we've grown to.
So at one level, here was this happening at home. Rafi Saab, Kishore Da all playing at home.
Yes.
But your sensibilities are, you're a rocker, dude.
Yes, I am.
So what were you listening to outside the house or playing?
So I was listening to rich music while I was growing up, and then I got introduced to the whole international music scene. There were artists like John Mayer, there were artists like Damon Rice, there were artists like Norah Jones, there were artists like Amy Winehouse. I was suddenly, this whole market of music opened to me and I started getting inside it, and I found it that it's all one music. What is changing is a different soul of different artists that's changing up. Otherwise it's all the same. The music is all the same. The energy of music and what it does, it's same. And suddenly I found myself listening to African music. I found myself listening to opera, and I started sounding, I was listening to all kind of music, and I was trying to vocally train myself to sing different kind of things. I think that is the real teacher, that curiosity, how suddenly you would find yourself locked in a room and you just don't want to do anything but listen to music and understand what is happening. वो सुनना, म्यूजिक सुनना और म्यूजिक सुनना दो अलग चीजें हैं मेरा मानना है. सो वो जो म्यूजिक सुनना है जिसमें हम सुन रहे हैं म्यूजिक को, एक एक चीज सुन रहे हैं अंदर डिटेल में क्या बज रहा है, कैसे अरेंजमेंट्स हैं, कैसे स्ट्रक्चर है, वो जो सुनना है वो ये बाद में मैंने एक्सप्लोर करा.
Beautiful. So Humnava Mere is out. All of you go and YouTube it. It's Jubin looking handsome, playing the lover boy and a bit of a painter then. Have you ever sketched? Or you just handed those in your
I have done modern art.
Which nobody can figure out what is. Join the board. Yes. Future plans, buddy. Future plans. I mean, who are you working with? What can we expect? I mean, plans that you can reveal to us.
You will get to listen to a lot of my songs in upcoming films, some big films, some small films, but all are gonna be songs that I stand by, I believe in, and I love. And honestly, what's next after Humnava? I want to do more of this. I like doing this. It's nice, it's enjoyable, and I enjoy doing it. I want to create more singles. I want to create more stories that people can look at and smile and remember their days. That's the plan. I'm still looking for the next song that I want to pick up for my next single.
So what's on your phone? What are you listening to? Do you get time? Do you get time to listen to? I mean,
yes.
And get enamored by something that's coming out of the speakers. What are you listening to now?
These days I'm listening to the album that Nusrat Saab did with Michael Brook.
Oh my God, it's a beautiful night song.
You can just listen to the whole album and your 1 hour will go. Like अभी झगड़ा लोगों में चल रहा है कि 3 मिनट का गाना होगा, 5 मिनट का गाना होगा. Come on यार, एक पूरी album आप लगा के सुन सकते हो. You'll not get bored even for a second, and that's the magic of Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan Saab.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jubin. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jubin Nautiyal.
कल रास्ते में गम मिल गया था, लग के गले में रो दिया. जो सिर्फ मेरा था, सिर्फ मेरा, मैंने उसे क्यों खो दिया. हाँ वो आँखें जिन्हें मैं चूमता था बेवजह, प्यार मेरे लिए क्यों उनमें बाकी न रहा। हमनवा मेरे तू है तो मेरी सांसें चले, बता दे कैसे मैं जीऊंगा तेरे बिना। हमनवा मेरे तू है तो मेरी सांसें चले, बता दे कैसे मैं जीऊंगा तेरे बिना। तुमने जो है मांगा तो दिल ये हाजिर हो गया, तुमको माना मंजिल और मुसाफिर हो गया। तुमने जो है मांगा तो दिल ये हाजिर हो गया, तुमको माना मंजिल और मुसाफिर हो गया। लो सफर शुरू हो गया, हम सफर तू हो गया। लो सफर शुरू हो गया, मेरा हम सफर तू हो गया।
Guys, the Prince of Romance now does Tum Mere Ho. Mithun music director, Jubin Nautiyal, vocals, the Prince of Romance.
एक दिन अकेले थे हम तुम मुझ में, मैं तुम में गुम। एक दिन अकेले थे हम तुम मुझ में, मैं तुम में गुम। मेरे कानों में आहिस्ता से उस रोज कहा था जो तुमने किसी और से ना वो कहना। तुम मेरे हो मेरे रहना, तुम मेरे हो मेरे रहना। तुम साथ मेरा हरदम देना, तुम मेरे हो मेरे रहना।
Whoa!